Hello everybody, hope everyone's having a great day today. We just got back from the Bassmaster Classic last week. It was a great weekend. Had a lot of fun. It was actually my first classic I've been to, and I'm going to show you some stuff I got at the expo while I was there. So this year was actually held in Knoxville, Tennessee. The takeoff of the tournament was at Volunteer Landing, and the expo was at the Knoxville Convention Center, and also another building beside the convention center. So it was a really big expo. I was really overwhelmed when I got there, how much stuff there really was. You know, you always hear about the expo being really big, but when you get there and it's just jam-packed wall to wall, you know, you walk down these aisles and you just see these brands, every brand in fishing, and you see that they're the pro staff they have, and just so many great people there. Got to meet a lot of great people, a lot of people that I have watched for so many years. I got to meet and got to talk to a little bit, which was exciting. I guess I'll jump in first. Cast King. Seemed like everyone at the expo was grabbing one of these orange bags here. Everyone you've seen was carrying around one of these. Cast King has really made I would say they have revamped in the past few years. They've actually, you know, Cast King, when I remember it 6-7 years ago, 5, 6, 7 years ago, it was a brand a lot, on the cheaper side. Not very good quality stuff, I always thought. But, they have revamped, and I've seen quite a bit of people use Cast King now. So, they have probably made some pretty good stuff. I got that bag from Cast King. They were giving those out. Pretty much just grabbed the bag just to put some stuff in while I was there. Mercury, we're giving these out. I went to day 3 of the weigh-in. That was the only weigh-in day we went to, was day 3, when they crowned the champion that night. Mercury was giving out these, you smack them together there at the arena there. It was at the Thompson Bowling Arena where they weighed in. So when you go to the expo, they will give you these buckets, and they handed them out actually at takeoff, and we got some when we went into it. I got 3 of these buckets total, and that helps with putting stuff in. But I got a lot of the stuff there on day 3 of the expo. So I guess first of all I will just jump from the expo into some shirts here. So I got this at the GSM booth, Big Bite Baits long sleeve t-shirt. These t-shirts are only $5, so it's kind of hard to pass on. $5 for this Northland Tackle fishing shirt, got a hood on it. Got their logo in the back. A lot of these brands I really don't use a whole lot, but like I said, I just couldn't pass it up. $5. I like this one here. $5 for the original Rattle Trap and Bill Lewis t-shirt. Long sleeve shirt. Got their logo on the side there. Yamaha was giving out t-shirts. They had a team signing, so the pro staff at Yamaha, some of the pro staff, the ones that weren't fishing at the expo there, that were working the expo, they were lined up around this table, and just a couple people, for example, Justin Lucas was there, Mike Iaconelli, Cliff Pace, some of the guys that were there. But there was probably 10 guys around this table. Pretty much Yamaha gives you these t-shirts. That's the front. This is the back. Pretty cool design, they give them out for free. And what happens is you get these t-shirts and you go around this table, and these guys just grab the t-shirt, hurry up, sign it, pass it on, and it's pretty much done really quickly. But we were actually in line at last minute. They come through and give us t-shirts even though we didn't get to get them signed. It's okay. Still a cool shirt. Let's see, Mercury was giving these out. It's a fish hat. I'm not going to put it on, I look too goofy. It says Go Boldly, and then on the other side it says Mercury. Pretty cool. I actually seen Byron Velvick when I went and got this. Let's see here. What else? I'll save that. Humminbird, I went over to their booth. It's a map. Humminbird, I went over to their booth. And I picked up these lure wraps. I got 5 of these. That's the inside, that's the outside, you know. You guys know how these work, I'm sure. Hang your lure at the bottom of your rod. You know, say you have a treble hook bait. Velcros around the bait and the rod, so there is no hooks exposed. Less tangles in the rod locker. And in my case, keep the little one off the hooks. So that was a good buy, I feel like. Jumping back to Cast King, I forgot about this stuff. Went over to the Cast King booth, got the orange bag. They give me these stickers also for free. Not sure what I'm going to do with these, but I'm sure I'll find something to do with them. And I also, so Cast King, they had a little boat, a little platform you go up on, and they had a rod. Somebody had a rod there working, and a little flipping stick. And they had a bucket for this beanie here, and then they had a bucket further back for a sun hat, and then they had a little tin cup in the back for like a little metal tin cup. Cast King said, you know what? I'm going to go for the easiest one. I've only got a couple tries. So I flipped it over and won the beanie first try. Pretty cool little setup they had there. Just a Cast King beanie. It's like a yellowish. Has their logo right there. I don't know if that's going to focus or not. But something else at the Cast King booth. Scan a QR code, you got free line. So they're just giving out random pound tests here. This is a green line here. It's monofilament, 30 pound. Test and 150 yards, so I'm sure I'll use it for something. Don't know what I'll use it for yet, but I'm sure I'll use it for something. Here's a 6-pound line and 150 yard monofilament. I'll use that probably on an ultralight setup. 150 yards, and this is clear, so I'll probably use that for an ultralight setup. Takeoff day 2. Yamaha was giving out these keychains, so got a boat keychain from Yamaha, which is cool. Let's go ahead and throw this stuff back in here. And the bucket, I don't know if I showed that, but it said Bassmaster Classic 2026, and it's got progressive label on there. So next, I will go ahead and show this stuff. So I went over to the Yamaha. This was Takeoff. Got a flyer that same morning when I got the keychain. Like I said, I don't know if that's focusing or not, but Skeeter Yamaha team there. That was unsigned. Still a cool flyer though, really cool. I went over to the Express Boats booth and got a flyer. Then seen Lee Livesey, had him sign that. I also seen Bill Lowen and got a picture with him, but I did not get him to sign that. Let's see. I was in line meeting Edwin Evers, and Chris Zaldane was in line as well, standing meeting people. So he gave me this card. He was a really, really nice guy. Gave me this card and signed it. So I plan on laminating this stuff and keeping it. And then got to meet Jason Christie briefly, and he signed this Yamaha card, and I was pretty happy about that because I'm a big fan of Jason Christie. Okay, next I am going to go in this bucket. We'll jump into the hats. Yeah, we'll jump into the hats. Actually, before the hats, lady give me a Bill Dance, keeps your can cold in here. Cool little souvenir. Gussie signed this package and just handed these to me here. Smeltinator jig heads from when he won the Classic in 23 in Knoxville. That was pretty cool. These are 3/8 ounce. Looking forward to trying these out. And let's see what else I got. I think that's all I'm going to show that for now. We'll jump into the hats now. Okay, so now for the hats. I'm excited to show these. My wife is, she's a Mike Iaconelli fan. She likes Mike Iaconelli, likes to watch, you know, his, same reason everybody else likes Mike Iaconelli. He's crazy on the boat. But we got to get a picture with him together, and this is his last season on the Elite Series. You know, he's retiring after this year. So it was pretty cool. And got to meet him briefly. Super nice guy, and he actually signed both of our hats. His cat. And it, obviously his slogan, "Never Give Up," he wrote that on there as well, so that was really cool. Next hat. That's my hook hat. I've wore this hat quite a bit when I was younger, and Dustin Connell signed that. Super nice guy as well. He doesn't fish in the Elite Series. He actually fishes Bass Pro Tour, for you that don't know, and he's just a super nice guy, super humble guy. This one is unsigned. That's a Bass Pro hat I have. This is unsigned as well. It's a Minn Kota hat I have. Gusty actually handed me this hat as well, North on Tackle hat, and he signed it for me. Super nice guy. And this one is my favorite. This is my bass hat. You know, I would not just let anybody write their name across the front of this thing, but I decided, you know, we're gonna have Kevin Van Dam go ahead and sign it. I got to meet him. I got to ask him a question about Lake Erie, spring and fall, so that was really cool to talk to him for a minute there. And he actually had a really good seminar day 2. After takeoff, he went down to the landing, had his boat right in front of us, and he was going over some techniques there. Wintertime technique. Okay, next. Went over to Gill. They had a good deal on rubber rain boots, so I cannot pass it up. Really good deal on these Gill Fishing rain boots. Definitely be putting those to use this year. They fit really good. They fit like a tennis shoe, really. That's what they fit like. Gill Marine there. They're pretty nice boots there. I got them for, like I said, I got them for a good deal. I couldn't pass it up. Been looking for some, and I don't think I'm going to find any that cheap. Next, I got this here. This, I am new to glides. I'm new to the swim bait world. I'm not going to indulge in it too much, but I am very excited about this. And if you guys know anything about this bait, let me know how you guys have done on it or your experience with it, because I am very inexperienced and know little about glide baits, bigger swim baits. This is the Mike Buca brand 6-inch trick shad. I hope that's focusing. And this is the matte shad color. It was between this one and another shad color. It was more white. And I asked Brooke which one, my wife, which one I should go with, and she picked this one. And you know what? I agreed, because I feel like in certain water conditions this will mimic a bluegill as well, or some kind of brim. And it's also obviously mimics a shad really well. And I'm excited to use it. I really am. So I bought this at a random booth. I'm not sure what booth this was at, but I am very excited to use it. It weighs 1 5/8 of an ounce. So I'm excited to use it. 6-inch glide bait. You know what? I'm not expecting to really catch a fish on it, but I go into everything with low expectations. So, you know what? I could catch my personal best on it. We'll see. I hope so. I'm going to learn how to use it. I've already got some snaps for it, for you to get to use snaps on those. Jumping into kind of just a different world there. I want to try the technique out. So hopefully I have some luck with it. And this was my biggest purchase at the expo, right here. Like I said, got the glide bait, and I did not have a rod for it, even though I have a 7.2 medium heavy fast action I probably could have used, but I wanted a rod for it. So I went over to I kept this paper here, Thorn Brothers tackle here. Thorn Brothers, it looks like they have a website. You guys can go check that out. This is a 13 oath rod. I hope it's focusing. It's a 7'9" crankbait rod. So it's got a really good backbone to it, and it's got that moderate action up top. Has a good parabolic bend to it. But I'm going to use a swim bait on this. I know this is not a swim bait rod. I know swim bait rods, a lot of the handles come way down. But I'm going to try it. And if anything, you know, I will use heavier lipless crankbaits. I'll use heavier bladed jigs, things like that on it. Coarse, deep crankbaits. But this is a 13 oath here. 13 kind of had a revamp. I learned that Rapala bought 13 out. So they've had a revamp, and this rod feels actually really good. Cork handle, split grip. It's a really good looking rod here. I paid $80 for this. They were 20% off, regular $100. And the major selling point, I'm a penny pincher, so that I was hesitating on even getting that rod. But the major selling point on it for me was the guy's like, you know what, if you're going to buy the rod, I'll throw some stuff in with it. So he actually threw in this Rapala clear bag, and it came with some Suffix 20-pound braid, 150 yards of Pro Mix braid from Suffix. It came with some 2/0 1/4 ounce hybrid swimbait jig heads from VMC, and it came with some Crush City freeloaders. Cannot go wrong. Trailer, jig head minnow technique. You know, drop shot. You could even drop shot these. Gizzard shad collar. Cannot go wrong with that. Oh, and I forgot also a pair of Rapala line cutters too as well. So, and the clear bag, of course. So I could not pass that deal up. $80 and this stuff. And he also threw in a 13, looks like a can holder of some sort, but I'll probably take that off and I'll probably just use it as a cup here. 13 black, call it a coffee cup, I guess. It reminds you of like a Yeti cup, I guess. That metal. Let's see, Yukon Outfitters. But you know what? For $80, I could not pass that up for the rod. 20% off the rod. The bag with all the goodies and the cup here. I could not pass that up for $80. So I went ahead and went with that, and I really hope the rod works as well as it looks, because it looks and feels like a really good rod. So that's pretty much everything I got from the Classic, I believe. Like I said, it was a really fun weekend. Congratulations to the champion, Dylan Nutt. Absolutely phenomenal fishing. Really, really good. I'd like to make a video on, you know, my opinion and my thoughts about that tournament as well. So hopefully I'll have a video on that coming up shortly. And also, I would like to post some clips of that seminar with Kevin Van Dam. So that's everything I picked up at the Bassmaster Classic this year. It was a great event, great expo. I really, really enjoyed myself. Had a phenomenal weekend last weekend. And I greatly appreciate every one of you guys for tuning in, for watching the channel. Hopefully we can get out on the lake soon and catch some bass. So thank you everyone for watching, and have a very blessed day.